Picking a startup visa based on what's trending online is a fast track to draining your runway and eventually a forced flight home. To avoid that trap, you need to know exactly what kind of founder you are. Are you the lean optimizer, a solo digital-first builder who needs zero friction to operate? Or are you the runway scaler, managing a team, requiring physical office space, and looking for aggressive government subsidies to survive those critical early years? Depending on your answer, two heavyweight options stand out right now. Estonia offers the ultimate administrative shortcut straight into the European Union market. On the other side, Turkey has introduced a tech visa that provides significant government-sanctioned subsidies for founders building on the ground. There is no objectively best country for founders. There's only the destination that matches your business model perfectly, or the one that completely starves it. Let's look at the Baltics first. Estonia has streamlined the vetting process. You submit your application to an expert startup committee, and they typically issue a decision in just 10 working days. But they are strict about who gets approved. Your business must be an innovative, scalable tech company. If you run a traditional e-commerce store or a service agency, your application will be instantly rejected. Shifting over to Eurasia, Turkey approaches this entirely differently. Their tech visa grants an immediate 3-year work permit right out of the gate, offering long-term stability that most other programs don't touch. That 3-year runway comes at a cost. Navigating the Turkish bureaucracy involves multiple ministries, starting with a preliminary assessment from the Ministry of Industry and Technology, followed by final approval from the Ministry of Labor. That upfront process takes 30 to 60 days. You also have to show up with either a highly detailed formal business plan for a new startup or a confirmed tech job offer from an existing Turkish company. In short, Estonia evaluates your scalability quickly so you can start building, while Turkey makes you wait longer for approval, but buys you 3 full years to figure things out. This chart maps bureaucratic effort against financial savings. Estonia lands squarely in the low-effort, low-savings quadrant. Turkey sits on the opposite end, high effort but high savings. Getting into Estonia is financially accessible. The government only requires you to prove you have €800 per month in personal subsistence funds. Yet that €800 is a bare legal minimum. Actual EU living costs in Tallinn are much higher, and once your company distributes profits, you are subject to standard Estonian corporate tax rates. Turkey requires a physical footprint. To receive the program's highest financial support, you must move your operations into one of their 101 designated technoparks. If you do, the state covers half of your social security premiums, provides free public health care for your staff, and waives corporate and income taxes entirely for your R&D teams. Estonia enables pure digital nomadism while applying standard tax rates on payouts. Turkey effectively subsidizes your burn rate, but only in exchange for physical office compliance. This map shows trade access. From Estonia, you have immediate, frictionless entry into the EU single market, reaching 27 countries and over 450 million consumers. By contrast, Turkey operates as a geographic bridge, pushing your market access southward and eastward into the Middle East, North Africa, and Central Asia. If you are selling B2B enterprise software, Estonia's regulatory harmony means a contract signed in Tallinn holds up flawlessly in Berlin or Madrid. The limitation is the local testing ground. Estonia has a population of just 1.3 million people. It is too small to effectively test a consumer-facing application before a wider rollout. Turkey gives you an 85 million person domestic market with a median age of 32. It is a massive young testing ground for consumer tech, fintech apps, and mobile gaming. However, companies based in Istanbul face geo-economic friction and extra regulatory hurdles when attempting to scale those software products back into the European Union. Choose Estonia if your priority is selling directly to European enterprise clients. Choose Turkey if you need a massive local population to stress test a consumer product at scale. Beyond the market, you have to look at the local funding environment. Estonia ranks first in Europe for venture capital received per capita. That dense ecosystem comes with intense pressure. You are competing directly against highly funded unicorns for a very small pool of local engineering talent, which can easily overwhelm an underfunded solo founder. There is also a long-term administrative hurdle. After 5 years, securing permanent residency in Estonia requires passing a strict B1 language proficiency test. Switching to Turkey, the funding model relies heavily on the state. The government operates the Türkiye Tech Visa Fund, offering direct venture capital investments and project financing to approved startups. The hidden risk here is sector bias. Turkish funding is highly concentrated in gaming and defense tech. If you are building deep tech or advanced AI, the local venture capital scene lacks the maturity you would find in the Baltics. Estonia demands linguistic integration if you want long-term legal security, while Turkey's state-backed funding risks locking your startup into a few favored sectors. This decision tree breaks down the choice. The primary questions are simple. What is your target market, and do you need physical office space? If you match the lean optimizer profile, you are a solo founder building B2B SaaS for the European market, Estonia is your clear path forward. The trade-off is accepting a shorter 1-year initial visa leash and budgeting for higher day-to-day living costs. If you are a runway scaler, managing a team, building consumer tech, and needing massive tax subsidies to extend your survival, Türkiye offers a better foundation. To get those benefits, you have to endure a longer bureaucratic approval process up front and commit to operating physically inside a designated technopark. Ultimately, geography matters less than strategic alignment. Drop a comment below with which profile matches your startup's DNA so we can help you figure out the next steps.